Lovely. Good evening to everybody. And it appears we are recording. Um, Hello, and how are you all this beautiful evening? In the dark of the new moon of January the 21st, 2023. Welcome to the first of the new moon meditations for this year. Appreciate so much the presence of those who are here with me in the linear sense of time. We have a lovely group gathered. I know any number of you are going to be joining us on the recording, but time is not a linear thing at all. So we are all gathered together in this opportunity to spend time with one another on this quite full day. It is the day of the new moon. It is the eve of Chinese New Year, and we have Imbolc just coming over the horizon. It's almost hard to know which to take advantage of, except all of them are really a part of this for us in this evening with one another. And so I'm thinking of this to some extent as a bit of a foundational video, especially for anybody who wasn't aware of what was going on a year ago in 2022 when these new moon meditations took hold. And I began to see if anybody else would like to gather, as we can do on Zoom, and then later in recordings, to observe the lunar cycles of the grandmother moon. So this year, when it was rolling around towards the end of this first full year, I began to get a little bit of a message about expanding upon what it is that we were up to and following that lead. I often think of what I've been kind of going along in my own journey spiritually, you might say, of ever since the opportunity to travel in my pilgrimage journey to the amazing sacred place in England of Glastonbury, the ancient Avalon, the site of ancient Avalon. And things got really pretty wonderful in my life in tuning into that spiritual journey. A number of you, of course, who are with me tonight or will tune in later, are very familiar with that as well. And any number of you kept me company on some of the pilgrimages that we enjoyed together. So here we are there. And again, I made all these notes. They're kind of sprawled out all around me. I'm going to tap into a few of them just to kind of set the stage for what it is we may well be up to going forward. If you saw the introduction video, and we'll be referring to its title of Rising Up from Our Roots, that is part of the extended focus beyond the new moon. But again, there's so much, so I want to give a little bit of a background. It'll be less of a meditation tonight, although there will be a guided meditation. And in the months that are following, there may be more of that. It's an organic process this year that seemed to want to be put on the scaffold of new moon cycle itself, but also the idea of roots, our own and the roots of our tree friends, our tree allies. Speaking of allies, I want to acknowledge, I'm going to go back to that Lunar New Year in a minute, but while my mind is, zooming around into different things, I want to draw your attention to not only this beautiful companion I have here, this beautiful reindeer, but something that may have come up for your awareness in the recent past. And that is this incredible image of, and it's part of, if you've seen it on my channel, you have, it was part of the solstice meditation. Again, I'm kind of drawing out bits and pieces here to orient people who are brand new to knowing what it is I might be up to and tuned in tonight or tuning in later on with curiosity to see where this might be. But in this year, so here we are in January, the first new moon of the year, and all of the 12 or 13, because some years there are 13, and I actually didn't make the full count. but we have monthly new moons, just as we have the monthly full moons. Certainly, this wonderful goddess image, the reindeer goddess, was making herself quite visible to me, both in dream time and then finding, as one can do in the web of the worldwide internet, this wonderful image that is the creation of and the vision of a woman who I'm getting to know a little bit in these weeks. Her name is Arlene Bailey. And I want to thank her again for her vision and sharing it with the wider world. And her website is, her Facebook page is where I found this, The Sacred Wild. So Arlene, I know you'll be hearing this at some point. I don't know if you're on now. I'm thinking that you're not, but well, you will be joining in the recording. So the reindeer goddess is a patron of ours through this year. And another one is, and it's represented by, and we'll talk a little bit more about him, but I have here sacred oil spray called, what have we got here? Archangel Sandalphon. Archangel Sandalphon will come into play as we go along, but if you have not heard of Sandalphon before, he's behind the scenes and holding the energy and helping to shape this journey of ours as our foundational time together. Now, two other things before we move into our guided meditation, and one is a reference to an acknowledgement of the Lunar New Year. Trusting you can all see this incredibly lovely painting that is the work of Susan Eleanor Blay. If you received the invitation by email, this was attached, is something for you to enjoy. I love how Spirit, and as I've done these through the 12 months prior, as things would get, days would come closer to the opportunity to begin these hourly long meditations and such, Spirit would bring things up, just kind of toss it in there. It's that whole idea of the synchronistic kind of magnetizing. And this card turned up in my Oracle deck that is Susan Eleanor Belay's deck. And this lovely image is Kaltes, K-A-L-T-E-S, Kaltes. May not be doing justice to the pronunciation. Kaltes is a moon goddess, how lovely, venerated by the Ugric peoples of Western Siberia. A shapeshifter, she is shown here manifested as a hare, an animal sacred to her. And so we have the Lunar New Year. It is the yin water rabbit. And there's so much more. I was thinking as I was pulling things together to offer tonight, there's simply so much to be sure. I encourage everybody who hears bits and pieces to follow their, whatever beckons to them. There's so much available online as you have a spiritual path you might be pursuing, and I think we are all on it. You know, for anybody who finds their way here and tunes in and follows through the beginning to say the end of a particular video, you're definitely on a spiritual path. And a reminder to you, I remind myself time to time, that there are no accidental meetings at all whatsoever. So again, for those of us who are joining together, whether in this intimate circle of this particular evening, or in the larger circle that joins in the Kairos time aspect of watching the recording later, it's not at all accidental that we are coming together in this circle. So we have this lovely patron of this night, January 21st, 2023. And as I've said that to you, I think this is interesting. I'm not sure what you're seeing of me in the recording, but every once in a while, Mercury retrograde, thank you. Yeah, it just threw in a kind of a little colorfulness. It was green, so I think that's quite in keeping. in terms of what we're doing. Let's see, some of the other foundational things. Well, let me go back quick to the number 1/21/2023. First of all, so again, foundationally for our year, we're just a few weeks into what we have on our calendars of the new year. The 2023 resolves, as you add those numbers up, to the number 7. It's a 7 year. And it's a fabulous combination of spirit and matter. It's a pivotal year almost always. And I certainly feel that way. It was one of the reasons I wanted to continue to just simply bring these gatherings together, honoring the cycles of the moon. The other part of it, the 1/2/1, putting it with the 2023 resolves to the number 11. 11 is a portal. Ooh, goosebumps. We are in a portal. And those of us present in the physical sense here within the circle tonight, it's particularly potent. Those of you, again, who come to it later, and it really truly doesn't matter how much later, because of the shape-shifting of time, the Kairos time. So as you're tuned into this, letting your spirit resonate with things that you're hearing, feeling the tug of one thing or another to go on in maybe another direction, another swoop around the spiral or a bend in the path. All of that is very much in keeping with the call the spirit is giving you to bring you within this circle. Another thing the spirit was reminding me of, and I think in our guided meditation, more of that will be evident. This year, and I'll get to talking about the roots here in a little bit, the whole idea of what is it about that? This is, and heaven knows we've come out of the hurly-burly of 2+ years, 3 maybe more, of all that we've experienced as a world, in the sense of the pandemic, the terrible crisis of wars that are happening in too many places, most particularly what we are all attempting to send love and light and healing to the peoples of Ukraine, and what it is that's happening there. But there is something of this year that is bringing us forward to further transformation and a rebirth, the portal of the year, the portal of this day, the 7, the pivotalness, the time of transformation and rebirth. And we're being given a supportive energy in the ways that are held in the Lunar New Year. And I highly recommend you look up what it is about the energy of the year of the water rabbit. And as we do so, and I've lost my thread just a little bit because there's so much out there, it's sometimes like confetti of glitteriness falling all around us here. It is that we're finding our way, I feel this so strongly, to community. This is a circle of like-minded souls drawn to the energies of the moon. The moon is here for all of us, but some of us tune into it all the more and draw upon her guidance, her nourishment, her simple beauty, and how it is that delights and supports us. We certainly explored so much of that last year in the new moon meditations. And we will certainly continue to do so. Last but not least, actually, this is the time. I have 2 poems I'd love to include. One will be at the end, that's already into what the cycle will be. But just very quickly, and it's only that, the other thing that grounds this circle, grounds this growing community, is the energies of Avalon, which of course I did mention just briefly in my own pilgrimage and spiritual questing of quite a long time now. Want to show you because guidance that I asked for some guidance. What should I be bringing into the upcoming Zoom meeting? And I looked at the cards that are the Glastonbury Tarot, just to a little bit, give me a little shape of it. And I want to show you 2 of the 3 cards that came out today, because again, it speaks to the power of this gathering and the power of the beginning of this year. Out of the 3 cards, the 2 I want to show you are, we'll see if it shows up, The card that is the Glastonbury Thorn. Now that is a beautiful small tree in Glastonbury. In the tarot deck, it is the Ace of Staffs. You certainly can see not only the representation of it, but the beautiful seed of light that is beneath. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. And it's a reference to Imbolc. This is Lunar Imbolc. I don't think I said that within the sharing so far. But another thing, and again, we could do a beautiful thing just on that, but I trust you'll find the ceremony and the opportunities to enjoy Imbolc. It's a very, the new moon that's nearest to Brigid's birth or feast day, Imbolc, is called Lunar Imbolc. But the other card, and this will give me goosebumps all over again. This was the final of the three cards. It is, whoops, let's see if we can get her to not be too glossy. There it is. This is the Chariot, and it is, let me give it, the Barge of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake. Now the Chariot card, and thanks for your patience waiting to get to a guided meditation, but to share with you a bit of the Chariot's meaning, because it again speaks to our journey that we're sharing both tonight and in the months to come. The Lady of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake. Among the much that is here, and if you wanted to let me take 10 more minutes, I'd read you the whole thing, but I won't. We have other things we want to do. The Chariot represents new and positive beginnings. You are moving into a new dimension of life, a change for the better, a fresh and new phase. The Chariot also signifies the ability to look deep within yourself and to be guided by your intuition. And so again, significant to what we're up to tonight and what it is, or up in the circle. I will say tonight because, we're simply in a linear time thing. But before we get into the guided meditation, and all this idea of light being reborn, and it certainly is. For those of us who live in the Northern Hemisphere, and the further north we are, the more excited we are that the light is beginning to stretch out at the end of each day. I think we've gained maybe 6 to 8 minutes so far, which is absolutely, and it might even be more than that, but the sunsets, even on a cloudy day, are later than they used to be. But there's something about the fact, the excitement of the light, and we have Imbolc coming, that we forget we're still in winter. And here is something I just want to give you that came to me again, Spirit tossing me some ideas of what might be useful for people to hear as we are coming together within this circle and in this community. And the title of this poem is Regenerating. Regenerating. The poet's name is Donna Ashworth, and she reminds us of a couple of important things here. I don't think you're simply tired. I think you're regenerating. Like all of Mother Nature's children, in winter, your instinct is to curl up, hunker down, and reset. You're not less. You're simply in tune with the sun. And as the dark days begin to wane, your inner world fortifies and evolves, bolstered and renewed, cocoon style, ready for the new beginnings, ready for the reinvent, ready, simply ready. So let yourself be led down the rabbit hole when the weariness washes over and your body begs to rest. I don't think you're simply tired. I think you're regenerating. So as wonderful as the light is and the rebirth, remember that we are still nature's children, and we are meant to still be resting, to be resetting, to be regenerating. I believe that's likely the reason you found your way to this recording, chosen to come and be a part of the group that is here tonight with me as I'm recording this. And it is a reference in my mind to everything that has gone forward from the 2+3 years where we were so exhausted by all of that. We can be exhausted by what's in the world. We need time to rest. And even though things are taking off and things are opening up, and even China is allowing more freedom and flexibility, we would be hugely doing disservice to ourselves to not know that we need this time to rest and reset. And it is that brought me to what I think, or at least Spirit making aware, helping me to be aware of what it is about knowing what our roots are, to anchor us, to give us a place to go to be in quiet and in renewal. So in this spirit, we will go forward now with a guided meditation about our roots. Things will be developing in ways I'm still learning about. So I find an organicness in what we're up to with coming together once again. It'll be on a monthly basis, although last but not least, because at the end of the guided meditation, we'll close out for tonight. I do think, since sharing about our experiences and about our stories that come through this and before, about our roots, about our tree allies, that there should be an opportunity to have gatherings that are more of storytelling and sharing. And I'm giving that serious thought, and stay tuned. For those of you on the email list, and I invite you to let me know if you're not on it, to send me any information that you would about contacting you through email. That's the most direct way to help this community to grow. And before the guided meditation, as I say, and it'll be a little shorter than some of the other ones we've had with the new moons, I would like to suggest, and many people now who have come have a candle ready to light, and there's certainly one here flickering away off screen a little bit, that you keep on hand something to record your journey. I feel strongly that as the year goes by, that you will find you want to journal about what's coming, whether it be through what's been experienced, what is being experienced by you. I am absolutely sure that after the meditation tonight, or through the meditation, you will be receiving a message, or more than one, from your roots, from the roots of the trees with which we will be connecting. So keep on hand, and you might want to dedicate a journal entirely to this year's exploration as we go forward. So with that, and I guess there would be one more thing to say, if you're a person who was part of some of the meditations of 2022, that at the end of that, I often would ring a chime. And tonight, I'm simply going to quietly come back in and beckon you back, and end with a Mary Oliver poem that just needs to be shared within this video tonight. One, I'm sure a good many of you will know, and beyond that, if it's new to you, you might want to go and find it again. It's absolutely so perfect. I'll just put it that way. So we'll settle in now for some quiet time, a guided meditation, and then some quiet to go more deeply within. So I invite you now, whatever time and space this finds you, hopefully a quiet place, that you take some minutes now to settle into quiet. My voice will continue, but bring yourself and your awareness comfortably seated wherever it is you are. Feel your feet, and beneath your feet, no matter how far down, there is Mother Earth's ground supporting you. It's always a good idea, unless it's really too chilly, to even slip off your shoes or slippers and just Let that energetic connection be all the more vital by having just stocking feet or bare feet. Focus now on your breathing to slow it down. I will try a little bit of my own slowing down, but come in with a deeper breath into your heart. Settle into your heart. Breathe into your heart. Take a lovely, unhurried breath and bring it down into your heart. With its vital spark of life, take some time to enjoy the sensation of being truly settled in your heart. And as you breathe, giving thanks for all your heart is in the physical sense and beyond the metaphysical sense, as you breathe into it, be aware that your heart's energy is expanding as you mindfully send gratitude, that it expands further than simply its space within your physical chest. Let it bloom outward. It's often described as a torus of beautiful energy, powerful energy. It is your heart's energy field. Rest in that awareness and enjoy it. Let us become aware of others within this group. You might see us in a circle. I'm going to divide us up in a little bit, but at the moment you might see this community and feel how your heart's energy field is expanded and touching and interlacing itself with that of the others who have come to this time together on the occasion of the Lunar New Year, on the occasion of the Aquarius new moon. Giving thanks for those who are present in spirit, giving thanks to those who are present in the imaginal field in which we live with one another. There is no space that cannot be bridged by the loving energies of heart and spirit. Now find yourself on your back steps. It could be of the house in which you're presently, or apartment that you're presently living, but find yourself at the back steps of a house that you know. It might even be a house from long ago. It could be your childhood home. We're going to go off on a walk. We'll be on our own paths, but they will be shared journeys as well as separate ones. And we're going to go off on a path, and as you go down those steps, there is a path before you. It's going to lead us, lead you, lead me to a very good tree friend. Think of a friendly tree, a tree friend that you just have an affinity with and a connection to. Take a moment if you're a little unsure of this, but know the path down which you are now walking is unerringly bringing you to your tree friend, who is your ally, who is your companion for this meditation, this time together, and through the coming months. Just allow yourself, enjoy this journey down at whatever it is you're passing through, a lawn, a park, a wooded path. And while you're going, and you might already be seeing your tree friend at the distance, stop for a moment and be aware that above you is the new moon. And take a moment to acknowledge her. The new moon is veiled. We do not see her, but oh, do we feel her presence. Let that beautiful lunar awesomeness register with you, shimmer around you in the metaphysical and beautiful way that it can. and carry her awareness with you. She is escorting and companioning us and you as now we come closer, and here we are near to our tree friend again. Maybe a tree you've known and can spend physical time with, or one who is new to you. Stop at a bit of a distance in whatever comfortable way, but simply stop and behold your beautiful tree friend. Let your heart energy reach out. The tree reaches out in its energetic presence to you. Feel the vibrational greeting, your energy field through the trees, and the trees' energy to you. It's always, of course, the better a tree friend, but if it's a new tree friend, there's always a politeness of saying, may I touch you? May I come close enough to hug you? Let that exchange happen. I am sure the permission will be easily granted. Come close, see and feel this beautiful trunk, the color of it, the texture under your palms. You may be regarding a tree friend who is an evergreen, so its needles are gleaming with its somewhat subdued, but still very much vibrant life force. It may well be, as we are speaking here on a winter's night, that it is a tree who is in slumber. So we will promise not to bring it up too much from its slumber, but know this tree is so delighted at this coming together with you in this time, in this beautiful opportunity to be one with another. Make yourself now comfortable with your back to the tree. If it's comfortable to sit down on the ground, so be that. But whatever it is, find yourself comfortably leaning up against your tree. Take a moment to make yourself comfortable. And again, possibly finding yourself there on the ground, your knees up in front of your legs stretched out, and feel yourself leaning against the trunk of this wonderful being. Native peoples call trees the standing ones. Like us, they are bridges between heaven and earth. We are the walking ones. But we are definitely linked in being bridges, earth to sky, heaven to earth. Below us, and we're going to take a journey now. We are going to go downward into our roots. We have roots as much as our tree friends do, and they will help us now to let our energy and awareness travel down below us, below our chakras, which we often think stop really with our feet. But below us, there is our Earth Star chakra. Take a moment, it's regarded as maybe being a foot or so below our feet. And just locate that beautiful energy. It's often with a sparkle because it has the brilliance of life force within it. Feel that connection with your lower chakras, those of the soles of your feet, and play a little bit with its energy. And know that this is part of your roots. The energetic pull to go lower. And you might see, of course, and feel how the tree is sharing its roots below its trunk and presence to you. Travel down And just feel the interplay of your roots and the tree's roots going down into the dark of the soil. A place to be connected in quiet of this winter's night. Place to be in beneficial and enjoyable connection. Before we take quiet to enjoy this earth connected quiet time, have a closer look at the beautiful downwards branching of the tree's roots. Know that yours reflected as well, but so much easier now to see that radiating out from the tips of the roots is a wonderful, fibrous network of something scientists call mycelium. It is a network of beautiful pathways that intertwine among the roots and reach out to the community of standing ones all around. Contemplate some of that as we settle now into contemplative time, quiet and resourcing. In the quiet of our unhurried time, deep within the soil, our own roots, the tree's roots, supporting and nourishing us. Feel how it is that we are anchored deeply here. Feel how it is that these roots are always present, offering us this anchor. Feel how it is that our own networking connects us with others who have come to these beautiful trees. Let's take a long moment and feel the vibrational connection we share through our roots with one another, with our tree friends, with our human friends here now. And there may be in this quiet a message coming to you. Listen. Now we rise once more, standing there, our hands perhaps a hug for the tree, our hands upon its trunk. And there among this grove of beautiful standing ones, see that there is coming through a beautiful glowing form. The reindeer goddess finds you with her loving heart. She may be off in the distance, but she is acknowledging you. She may decide and wish to come closer. Take a moment to communicate, to commune with her. She acknowledges your presence here among the trees. Nodding with gratitude and thanking all who are part of this time with the trees, with your tree, your companion, thanking all. We find our path to once again return to where we began this journey this night with one another. Back through whatever woodland, meadow, your backyard, and come to the back steps of the dwelling from which you started, and turn back now and look down from where you came. Here is our parting gift this night from a poet whose love of trees and of all of nature created this most marvelous poem, When I Am Among the Trees. Mary Oliver. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me. And daily, I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me, the trees stir in their leaves and call out, stay a while. The light flows from their branches. And they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this. To go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. Find yourself comfortably back now in the chair, the place where you were when we gathered tonight, and bring your awareness back to your physical self. Breathing once more and feeling that breath enter, mixing with your heart's light, and exhaling out this beautiful time with one another. I give you all thanks for joining this lovely tree tribe, if we might want to call ourselves that, but we are going on together in this exploration through the cycles of the new moon, coming together, and our allies as we have met and spent time with tonight, waiting for us each time, available to you at any time that you would like to hang out with them, and they with you. Thank you again. It's been a wonderful experience to have you join me as we have entered into this new year with one another on this beautiful day. So on we go, one with another. Many blessings from my particular corner of the world, Lightspring Glen. May you be well. May you be filled with light, knowing this is so, remembering to shine. Take good care. Love to one and all.